Hi, it's Kevin Weiss from Body Performance Personal Training. Today we're going to talk about 3 mistakes that people make doing the leg press. And particularly I want to address this to people that are 40 and over. Most of my clients fit into that category, but these mistakes apply to people of any age and any experience level. So let's get right into it. Mistake number 1 that I see is doesn't even have to do with the execution of the exercise per se. It has to do with setting up your equipment. Now, a lot of the different machines, you'll be able to change the angle on the foot plate. You'll be able to change the angle on your backrest. And you want to make sure that you're comfortable in there. If your backrest is too upright and you're kind of crunched in and your foot plate isn't set correctly, you can get very crunched in on your movement, and then you're not going to be comfortable, and you're also not getting the most out of the exercise. You want to make sure that you're able to sit back properly and that this angle is reasonably open, so that when you're bringing the weight up and down, I'm not crushing against my rib cage here. I can still breathe, and I'm getting my angle here, which is totally fine for what I want. I don't want to be all crunched in, putting stress on my back, putting pressure on my diaphragm so I can't breathe. Make sure that the machine is set up comfortably, and do that with no weight on it. And make sure that your movement is proper and that you're comfortable, and that gets you ready to do a proper set. The second thing that I see is people don't put their feet on the foot plate correctly. Now, because we're doing the leg press to work the quads, you need to place your feet on the foot plate where you can comfortably flex your knees, and your feet are going to stay flat. You're also getting a good angle here so that the motion of the exercise is knee flexion and knee extension. A lot of people, because they can do more weight, they'll start putting their feet a lot higher and wider, and it shortens the range of motion, allowing them to use more weight, but they're really not getting as much tension on the muscles. So if you're in a leg press competition, I guess maybe that's something that you'd want to do. But I'm trying to work my quads as safely and as effectively as possible. So I want to set my feet straight over top of my knees and my hips. And when I flex my knees, I want my heels to stay flat. That's another thing that another mistake they can make is they can go too low. And then as they start coming down, now their heels are rising and they're putting more stress on their knees than they should and less on their quads, not as much on their hips. So you want to kind of try and find that middle ground, nice and stable, and think about extension and flexion of your knees so your quads are getting the most benefit. And the third and final point I want to cover is people want to do a full range of motion, and that's a very good thing. But some people are overestimating, or they're unaware of what a full range of motion is. What we're looking for on the leg press is I keep my back pushed into the pad and I keep my hips in contact with the lower pad. So on one end of the spectrum, you see people doing this with way too much weight and hardly moving it at all. But you also see people that are coming way down, way down. This is about as far down as I should come. I'm still in contact with my back. I'm still in contact with my hips. But what they'll continue to do is they'll continue to come down and their hips will start rounding and rising. And they think that this extended range of motion, extreme range of motion, is giving them more benefit. It's kind of like the idea of doing a super low squat. But what's happening here is we're starting to flex the spine. right about here. And that's putting a lot of stress on tissues that you shouldn't be doing. Think about your back pressing into the pad, your hips staying in contact. The only thing we want to focus on this exercise is knee flexion, knee extension. Beyond that, extreme ranges of motion, whether they be super low or you're slamming your knees out this way too, neither one of those are going to benefit you, and they're also going to add more danger to the exercise. So I hope those 3 tips help you with your leg press performance. Whether you're over 40, under 40, you're trying to build strong legs, but you're also trying to protect your knees and you're trying to protect your back. If you need any other help, you can contact me at bodyperformance.net, where I offer private training, online training, as well as a training club. I'll talk to you later.